Very good. Now we come to the next session. We're going a bit inwards now. It's our two R&D projects, one in Garpenberg, one in Kankberg. And when I asked Peter how he wants to be introduced, he said, a superhero theme is never wrong. So I thought about that, but little does he know that I grew up in Germany, and my view on what a superhero is and not is kind of off. So the only thing I could come up with is David Hasselhoff and Knight Rider. But hear me out, I think it will work. So we have a very intelligent autonomous car. It looks like kind of a automation of a truck, like Volvo, and that's Christopher Hedlund we have. But then Kit, and then we have the other guy, the engineer, the brain a bit behind orchestrating the enabler. That's Peter Wallin, kind of giving the direction. And last but not least, we have Per Kankberg, the remote operating, and I think there's only one person that's left, and that's Mitch, so David Hasselhoff. So now you maybe not completely get it, but I think in the end you will understand. And also there's a common enemy, which is bad network coverage. So now stop, and please welcome the group for the next session on the R&D projects. Thank you.
So, hello everyone. It's really nice to be here. And thank you for the super introduction, Martin. So I'm here with Christopher from Volvo, and I'm from Boliden, and we're going to talk about what we're doing together in both Garpenberg and then also a future outlook, what we might see in the future as well. But first, disclaimer. So actually, we're supposed to have Daniel Olsen here. He's actually the project manager for this implementation in Garpenberg. He's actually out hunting, these four-legged big animals with big horns. And that's like a sacred week in Sweden. I'm not talking about the reindeers hunting, it's the moose hunting we're talking about here. So that's just to make sure that he gets proper credit as well. But I guess we started this journey, Volvo and Boliden has been collaborating for many years, I would say. And I think if you go back like 1 year ago, we signed this memorandum of understanding that we should collaborate even closer. And I think that the memorandum basically says that Volvo should provide fully autonomous electric vehicles to us. They should be superior quality. They should be much cheaper than today, and it should also be delivered in early 2025, right? Isn't that what it says?
I think, I think that's what we signed in blood, I think, yes.
Yeah. No, but so basically the memorandum says that we should, when feasible, collaborate in both electrification and automation for mobile machines, I guess. So both including wheel loaders, trucks, and any other new cool concept that might come in the future. So I'm going to get this clicker. And just to make you awake, so if you could just please stand up for a second, all of you. We've been sitting for like an hour now, so I was supposed to start with this, but we've been sitting for an hour, so if you just put your hands out, all of you. And then we do a squat. And up again. One more. And then we arms up. And then we smell. Oh. Yeah. Okay, now we can sit down again. Just to get you exercised and warmed up for this.
We will be speaking the whole lunch hour, if it's okay, about the suspension system on our trucks. So for those, that was another joke there.
Yeah. No, but let's dig into the details. So I guess some of you might recognize this picture. I guess especially the Boliden ones. So this is an overview of our site in Garpenberg, or the dam in Garpenberg. And as you know, we are reinforcing the dams across, both in Garpenberg and in Aitik, and it's a lot of materials that we need to move out on the dam. And so last year ago, the same time as we signed this memorandum of understanding, we also signed a contract with Volvo Autonomous Solutions that they should provide a transport solution, transporting these crushed stones autonomously out and building this dam. And if we look at the size of the dam, so it's roughly 1.6 kilometers wide. So it's a fairly small one, because it's from an underground mine, so it's not as large as that one in Aitik. But if we look at what we do need in infrastructure to do this, we have one control room with parking spot for these autonomous trucks. We have a quarry, so it's within our fenced area. It's a quarry that we blast and crush this material and move it out on the dam. And then we also have unloading. So you can already see here that it's quite a long distance of unloading, which means that we need to have this dynamically set up. We can't just have fixed positions for the unloading. We need to have it flexible and moving meanwhile. And the same actually for the quarry, because we will dig deeper into the hillside. So we really need to be able to have this dynamic loading and so on. But if we take a closer look at first the parking spot and the control room, so you can actually see the control room. It's a little bit small building. And that's actually on purpose, because we don't really need a large control room for this type of setup. The only time the control room basically is used is when we start up the operation in the morning. Apart from that, we don't really need a person in the control room at all. And as you can see here, we have three trucks on site right now. So this is a snapshot from last week. We have this sky map that we use. So we have been flying over with drones. And when in full operation, we will have 5 trucks, plus 1 in spare, because we think something might happen to trucks, right? They don't completely run all the time.
No, yeah, it's really about the fleet performance. How can we maximize it?
Yeah.
And so with extra trucks, then we can get a higher uptime, basically.
So in the morning, when we start up the shift, the trucks will start from the parking spot. They will go down to the quarry. We will have a wheel loader that will load the truck. And you can also see that you have the boulders in like a circle. So the loader here will not go inside the fenced area. So they will load from outside instead. So we don't have any mixed traffic in here. So we will have a safety barrier. And you can also see that it's a road going up. There's also barriers for the trucks. So the trucks will be inside the autonomous zone, and the loading equipment will be outside of it. And of course, that's something that we need to constantly move as well when we increase this area and so on. But Christoph just promised that we'll soon be able to fix mixed traffic, and we can do whatever we like when we have people running around and so on.
Yes. And when I come back, I will tell the engineers that.
Yeah.
And that will be...
Yeah. And also, so the purpose of the loader operator is not just loading the truck, it's also first receiving it, making sure that it's in the correct position. So the loader operator is deciding where it should park, and then after it has loaded the truck, it will send it away. And it will send it away up to the unloading or the receiving end, where we have a Komatsu dozer, and also like this kind of co-pilot system inside. So then it's same procedure way, that the dozer operator will receive the truck, make sure that it's going to the right direction, and then push the material out. So maybe you can tell us a bit more about the truck.
Yeah, thanks. And thanks for the invitation. I've been here 2 times, really good event. So about for some of you, this truck is, you've seen it close up and kind of maybe even bored hearing about it. Some of you are not, so I'll try to keep it balanced. But basically it's our ruggedized FH. FH is the name of this vehicle. It's a ruggedized version. Think of it as, if you know cars, a cross-country version. And basically, so with regards to, I mean, it's a 540 horsepower. It's 3.9 meters wide. I think worth mentioning is maybe a leaf suspension system here. But about the autonomous technology then, so senses-wise, if we think senses as humans, we have both laser sensors, LiDAR and GPS for navigation, and then we have a radar for object detection. And then we have, if we call it the brain, the onboard virtual driver, which execute and monitors the transport missions together then with an offboard control and monitoring system. Some recent updates, because this is what we've been running in Norway, where we have gained both useful experience and scar tissue, so to say, a lot of useful learnings. And some recent development is we have modern 3D LiDAR now instead of 2D. An upgraded installation, cables, fixtures, and so on. And also upgraded computer and ECU. Yeah, not to go too long here on this slide, and I think that's I-shift gearbox crawler gears may be worth mentioning.
But so I have a question here, because I mean these trucks are basically built for on-road conditions in the beginning. I mean, FH truck is for road. And now we have a picture. I mean, it's you have a nice sunset out in Garpenberg. It's fairly flat. You can see. I mean, it's you don't need any road maintenance here. So you have. I mean, normally we run these rigid dump trucks for this type of transport. So what do you say about that? Why will this actually last?
Well, yeah, it's a good question. So I mean, number one is. Snow and so it is a challenge, but we think we have that under control. But number one is for these types of distances, we think the FH has a lot of benefits, tire economics, overall fuel consumption. Remains to be proven, but we see that when we calculate and simulate. We think another aspect, and I promise not to, I mean, was it to get thrown out if it's a sales talk too much. And but I mean, one objective aspect then is when you look at for us, this is a big volume product. The upcoming BEV, battery electric version of this type of vehicle, we think there will be a good platform scalability aspects. But I don't know if that's answering your question there.
I guess we will see after winter.
I thought it was about the diesel,
no, but
because it's a diesel version we have there.
That's the diesel version.
And I know that's, yeah.
No, but of course we will see after winter how if they last or not, yes. I guess. So. But of course, so the plan now in Garpenberg is that we have 3 trucks at the moment. We probably will have 5 by the end of this year. And then for next year, the plan is that they should deliver or transport 1 million tons of material out on the dam, and also 1 million ton the year after. So that's the plan, and we have quite high confidence, I think, that we should be able to keep that plan. There's been some issues. I guess we can be open with some issues. And I hate to say it, but Peter Burman, where are you? You have this network infrastructure all the time. You're nagging about that we need to have it in place. And I guess the most problems we've had has been with the connectivity, both actually on the truck and with our own network. So we built this private 5G network, and yeah, we have had some issues with that as well. And so I guess you're right. I'm not really fond of saying you're right, but I guess this time you are.
But those are prior one for us now. I mean, we understand the seriousness of that. So.
No, but we think we will be able to deliver that. And as part of this memorandum of understanding, we've also looked at other applications. And one possible application that we could see in the future maybe is this transport. I mean, we are doing basically the same up in Aitik. We are raising this walls of the dam and then reinforcing it. So we are doing a pre-feasibility study, I would call it, to look if this could be feasible. And the driver here is not actually to use these diesel trucks. I mean, we would like to go electric. I mean, we have these targets to reduce our fuel consumption or CO2 emissions with 42% until 2030. And so this driver is more going electric. And we think if we're going to go electric, we probably need to use maybe standardized trucks like your trucks, because they're already on the market. So that's more the reasoning behind why we are looking into this. And if we look at this one, it will be a much longer stretch. So it will be like 10 kilometers of driving. And instead of 1 million ton per year, we see that we probably will transport 10 million tons a year. And that will give us some other number of trucks, of course, than these 5. So maybe you can go through this technical solution that we've been
So basically then, I mean, it's a fleet, I mean, we're early pre-study, as you say, 20 plus 5 trucks. We run with we have an excavator, a 950. Also, we do one wheel loader for maintenance of the loading area, and then we have one for light road maintenance. Control room then in your AHS building integrated with that. both dozers and wheel loaders and excavators then with our co-pilot system. And what you can see on the sketch, I don't know if they show properly, but I mean basically then, so we have 2 loading spots in parallel in separate areas, and then we have unloading in either same section or parallel. We think both would be possible. Dedicated parking and fueling area. I guess that's in brief then the kind of overall technical solution or the fleets set up with wheel loaders and so.
I mean, you mentioned before that you've been running this type of system in Brønnøy or in Norway. So what learnings do you have? What were the biggest challenges and have you resolved them now when you're coming to us and trying it at our sites?
Yeah, everything is solved.
Everything is solved.
The communication, bug there. No, I mean, number one has been a lot of non-technical, non-product. I mean, we have a history of building products. If you go beyond Volvo Autonomous, building trucks and selling stuff, so to say. It's been really a lot for us about training, working with people on site, crusher operators, maintenance staff, shift leaders. So it's been a lot about training, safety, but working with people on site and becoming integrated with them. That's been a lot. Shift planning, hot seat concepts, really trying to figure out how can we not have a wheel loader standing still, because it's not just the hauling part, they all go together, right? So that's, I mean, if I were to mention a third category, like lessons learned for Norway is really maintenance and to be a bit transparent. Yeah, when you have humans in trucks, they see the snow and you have a lot of ice out, and it's been really useful learning for us to see, how do we cope with that harsh condition, because they have harsh Arctic conditions up in Brønnøy then. So that's I think the main categories of learnings that we have had from there. Yep.
Great, and I think actually that's basically what we were planning to present, and I think now will be. Yeah. Or do you have any question for me?
Well, I mean. Not that we kind of talked about before.
I was just thinking.
But, no, but I mean, I guess
something might come up.
I guess I mean, maybe the next steps of the part of our partnership and what.
I guess we can mention
battery electric. We obviously understand.
We are looking into all different concepts, both when it comes to automation, but also in electrification. I would say. I mean, that's also a big part of this, both for the road transport and other parts. I mean, and I think that what is important here is that we're not doing the automation for the automation's sake. We're doing the automation so we can go electric. Yep. I think that's the point of all this, that we should have a bit smaller machines, it's easier to electrify them, and then we need to do autonomous to be able to get the productivity we need.
Maybe, I mean, interoperability also we think is an important issue. We are hopefully getting there. We have an ambition to be.
And that's of course a little bit the holy grail of automation, is to be able to have this mixed fleet, mixed traffic, have humans in the loop, being part of the system, and I guess that we have the kite shield project coming up later. They will partly be able to solve that maybe, at least for undergarden application. But we still need to work a lot with those things to make these fleets interoperable. Of course, we can't have one fleet from Volvo, one fleet from another brand, and the third fleet from another brand going separate ways. I mean, they need to be integrated to be able to be productive in the future.
Yeah. So the ISA 95 and ISO 23725 we obviously follow closely and a part of.
Yep. So I guess we should probably welcome Per up on stage. So Per, he is actually providing real value to Boliden, right? So Per, you're running one of these tail-up machines, I guess. Yes. So you're actually providing real value to Boliden, instead of like people like me who is just costing money, I guess. So, but the floor is yours, I guess, and
thank you.
We leave you to it.
Yes. Okay. Last time I was talking English to this many people, it was many years ago, and I was dressed in green, had a heavy body armor on me and a big gun. It was easier to get my point across. And this time I have to try to speak so you understand. My name is Per hlund. I'm working as a mineral extraction generalist at Kankberg in Boliden. I've been working for Boliden for 14 years now, and been doing all the jobs in the mine, more or less. The past 5 or 7 years, I've been mostly in the loader, extracting the ore. And I got a question from my production manager that if I wanted to join this project, and I said yes, but I was hesitant because a couple of years before Volvo was at our mine and demonstrating this setup with a guy named Mikael Friis. And they set it up in our lunch break room down at 400 in our mine. And I'm an old guy. I like to have my lunch. I don't like to work at lunch. I would like to eat, drink coffee, and socialize with my colleagues. So I wasn't that keen on trying this new fancy shiny thing, but a colleague and a friend of mine convinced me to try it, and I did, and I realized this was kind of awesome. With some adjustments, it would be a really good thing and probably helping our mine to be more safe. But at the same time, made me question things that are important to me as a manual operator. That is vibrations, RPMs, engine noise, quirks from the machine and stuff like that I thought was really important to do a good job as a loading operator. But this new thing, this shiny, nice thing, didn't have to have that. So I started to think about it more and more, and I wanted to try if all those senses was important to do a good job. The only thing I could experiment from the cabin was to eliminate as much sound as possible. So I tried to stuff my ears with air protection and see if I could still manage to operate the loader as intended. The vibrations is harder to disconnect from when you're sitting in the cabin. So I tried to do that. I put the wheel up so I couldn't see the RPMs or anything like that, and worked like that a couple of days and managed to keep my loading skills up anyways. So I thought that would be something I would like to try if this ever came to fruition. And it did, and I'm now glad to be a part of this project. It's got a cool name, and I work with a bunch of really handsome and smart and funny people, and that makes it even better. So it's very easy to work with. They're motivated, and it's progress is going on. I don't have that many slides because this is the first time I do this. So I'm going to show you one of the machines, or both of the machines, with some data for this year. This is our really good-looking machine, an A25G, that we are using for watering down the blasts to control the dust. And this is some data we have accumulated this year. I don't have any assistance. I'm operating the machines like I would if I was sitting in it. I have no guiding, helping equipment or something like that. It's manually driven by teleop, if you can understand that. And this is our other machine. It's a loader, 260H, and that's some stats for that as well. It's really easy to shovel snow with the 260. There was no problem at all. I have also a video. I was told that it was not so lagging, so you can see this. This is my point of view when I'm driving it, and we have some stats on there as well, so I can know if you have the RPM, so I can know the machine is on. That's kind of good, and what kind of gear I have. So this is from a starting point from the remote place where we can refill the water truck. As you can see, it's kind of tight. You don't have that much space on your sides. And Elin has her special parking space there. That's her space. I had a question by Peter. Actually, he wanted me to tell you how it feels to drive a teleop. It's kind of hard to explain because we all have different experience. Some of you probably think it's really difficult, and some of you with other experience will say this is super easy. I would say it's kind of easy, actually. I think everybody in this room could do this with some guidance. So I put this picture in. So if you are a snowmobiler, you know this feeling. If you're not, tough luck. Now you could just change this picture to if you like to surf or skydive or lying on the beach with a pina colada. It's the same feeling. It's kind of awesome. It's kind of good. If you're a snowmobiler with a particular brand, close your eyes and picture your brand, and you're gonna smile as well. Some pros for this equipment is you don't have the vibrations from the machine or from the environment you're driving in. It's not tar, it's rocks you're bumping across, so it's you move around a lot in the cabin. You have no dust, you have no exhaust fumes, and you have no noise. That's kind of awesome. That means that after a day shift, you're not tired by all those things. You're feeling quite okay. You can see that the Pro and Con has the same word, no noise. In the Con is that you don't have the noise, so you can't hear if the gearbox is starting to act up. You can't hear if you have not greased your joints to the bucket properly, and you can probably not hear if the fans for the cooling is acting up and it's starting to rev, so you need to do the maintenance or to go to the workshop to get some help. Or you can't hear if the what is called manifold to the turbo has a hole in it, so it's sucking air, and then you lose some of your power to the machine. The cons, I didn't find that many because I also see mostly the positives, but the cameras on the machine make it harder to see the distance from the objects. So it's hard to know if it's 10 centimeters or 2 meters to the wall or something like that. It makes it a little bit harder to drive. But you can learn. The shadows, if they are dark, you're close. If the shadows are lighter, you're far away. It's easy. So it's hard to explain the feeling as good as I wanted to. So I had to add this picture. He looks happy, that guy. So this is a typical day. You end of the shift, you have a smile on your face. You don't have any aches in the body, you have no ringing in your ears, and you don't have to sneeze out a lot of dust. I have a lot of questions about this setup as well. Many questions, why do you need this chair? And I say you don't need it, actually. You can probably do it with a controller or something like that. But the transition from a loader operator to this is like that step. It's short, because all the controls are exactly as in the machine. That means that you don't have to think about this button does that, you have to press X and do that to do this. The fingers do what they have to do. The only new thing you have to concentrate is on the screen. And you look at the screen, you need a couple of hours to adjust so you can know where to look, because the cameras are helping you see more. Because when you're sitting in the loader, you have just limited sight, because the cabin is lowered by 47 centimeters. So if I'm gonna sit correctly in the machine, I have my head atop of the roof. So I have to adjust so that I have perhaps a centimeter to the roof, because the roof is hard. You bump your head in it, you feel it. So the step from transition from a loading operator or a dump truck operator or a mountain truck operator, everybody who has operated a machine can just climb in the chair and start working. The transition is very short, and that's what I like about this system. It's the transition from a guy who's been working for 10, 5, 7, 20 years, who is not so keen on new technology, could easily, with some schooling, drive this and be, in a very short time, operational. If you have a controller, it will take a little bit longer. You need to practice a lot more. What I really like about this system is the machines are like real machines. They are no spaceships or something like that. You can see it's a normal cabin. If the technology doesn't, as we all know, sometimes doesn't work as you intended, you can still be productive. You just climb in the cabin, turn the key, start working. So you don't have to have 20 guys maintenance the machine to make it run, or you don't have to take it out of production to maintenance. You just go to the machine, turn the key, start working. How's the time? No. I'm sorry. So that's what I really like about the system as well, and it's adaptable. If you can put this in any other machine, you can use the machine as a normal machine, and then when you have a dangerous job or something like that, you can put it in that section and do that. So you don't have to have one specific machine for the dangerous jobs and another machine for all the other machines, for all the other jobs. So I've been trying, if you will is here, cover his ears. I've been trying to do some easy maintenance on the roads with the 260. It's not suitable for it, but I can go into pockets and fill it up with a bucket of gravel and fill out some potholes. In the 260, it's not pretty, but it works. With another machine, I would probably be able to do it. Hopefully, I got the point across. I didn't have the armor, guys. That's it.